family. My name is Nandi B, and I'm here to teach you some foundations to yoga. I am a yoga instructor, I'm a doula, and an overall health advocate, and I'm here to get you started on your yoga journey. Join me on your mat, your towel, your floor, your carpet, whatever you have, wherever you're starting. We're going to start on some basic poses, get through some sun salutations, and also talk a little bit about yoga. So let's get started. Go ahead and find your space, and we're going to get started in an easy seated pose. So come down to a seated position and cross your legs. So you may know this as crisscross applesauce, Indian style, whatever you call it, however you need to get there. Go ahead and find your space now. So let's talk about yoga. Yoga in Sanskrit literally means unite, which means, or translates rather, to bring in the mind, the body, and the breath together as one. So yoga is not only a practice to maintain muscle stamina and to create health, but it's also to generate wellness through the practice of being able to focus and stay essentially in one place, but also using it as a moving meditation. So before we get started, now that we know what yoga actually means, we're going to go over our breath. So during yoga, breathing is essential. Just like if you were going out on a run or lifting weights, you always want to make sure that you're breathing properly in order to really get the most beneficial experience with your exercise. So in yoga, we're going to move with our inhales and our exhales. So for me, my favorite type of breathing is the breath of fire. So starting with the breath of fire to build up some warmth in the body, and then going from there and using open mouth breathing. So with the breath of fire, you're going to start by taking an inhale in through your nose. So take a big inhale in through your nose for a count of 3. On my count, ready, go. Inhale for 1. And then exhale for 3. Let's try that again. Inhale for 3, go. And exhale for 3. Nice job. So by inhaling in through your nose, you're building up heat in your body. As we build heat, we can use that for our benefit. That means our body is ready and we're moving and we're generating heat and we're burning calories. And once you feel yourself warming up, you can move on to open mouth breathing. Now that we have that out of our way, let's go ahead and get started with our movement. So let's move from the easy seated pose into tabletop. So come to tabletop with your knees planted and your palms planted. Let's work on some alignment here. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. From here, we're going to warm up our spine with some cat-cow poses. Start by inhaling, dropping your belly towards the ground, and begin to look up to the ceiling or the sky. And as you exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling, tuck your chin towards your chest, and press into your palms. Take another inhale, drop your belly. Begin to gaze up as you press into those palms, nice and engaged here. Exhale, curve your back, tuck your chin, staying nice and engaged. Another round, inhale. Drop your belly, gaze up. Exhale, curve that spine, tuck your chin in. Take about 2 more rounds on your own here. Maybe you need to go a little faster, maybe you need to go slower. I'll let you know when we'll meet in a still tabletop. All right, get ready for that still tabletop. So I'm back with my palms nice and engaged. I'm checking for my alignment here. From here, we're gonna move into our most basic yoga pose, which is called downward dog. From here, I'm gonna press into my palms as I lift my knees away from the mat and come to the balls of my feet. From here, I want you to think of moving your hips back and at the same time also moving them up towards the ceiling. So you're really going to start to feel a stretch in your hamstring area here. Just move around a little bit. Maybe you're not able to bend your knee or straighten your knees very much. Just pay attention to how this feels. Maybe you need to Walk your legs back and forth to kind of get your body used to that movement. Maybe you need to just stay in a bit.me space. You can even rock back and forth. Just kind of get used to this pose because it's going to show up a whole lot in yoga. So from here, for downward dog, I want you to practice. Take a big inhale, rock your body slightly forward. Then exhale, shift that hip a little closer to the ceiling and also back. One more time, shift forward. And as you exhale, move your hips up and back. Beautiful. Inhale, look towards the top of your mat or towards your fingers, wherever you are, and walk your feet as much as you can towards your hands. And then slowly but surely rise up to standing. Coming up vertebrae by vertebrae. Yoga is always about intentional moving. It's not about moving fast as you can, but moving slow and purposefully. Now that we're here, this is called mountain pose. It may look simple, it may look as if we're just standing in one place, but I want you to be mindful here. Think about how things feel, think about how things align. So I want your feet hip-width distance apart, so they're right under your legs. You're not super wide out, you're not super narrow, right under your hips here. And ground your feet down. Open up your toes, flex them, and then relax them onto your mat or onto the ground. From here, engage your legs just a little bit so you feel that muscle tighten up right above your knees. Engage your core just a bit. Roll your shoulders back nice and proud. And just let your hands relax next to you. Take a big inhale in here. And exhale it all out. Again, this is mountain pose. This is another pose that you'll see in almost all of your yoga classes. So from here in mountain pose, we're going to move into our sun salutations. Sun salutations are the foundation of yoga. If you take any traditional yoga, pretty much anywhere in the US, most classes are going to start with a warm-up of sun salutation. It's a great way to use all your muscles to wake up those joints, to get you moving and get you ready for the day or ready for your practice for that class. So we're going to start in our mountain pose. I'm going to pay attention to my posture here, rolling my shoulders back, slightly engaging my legs, and also making sure that my feet are nice and planted on the ground. I'm going to inhale up. As I inhale, I'm going to reach my hands up towards the ceiling. Again, my arms are nice and engaged here. My palms are facing one another. As I inhale, then exhale, I'm going to fold over at my hips, allowing my chest to move towards my legs here. And as you can see, my weight is right over my feet. So if you feel yourself leaning back or too forward, make sure that your hips and your weight is right over your feet. Here, you may not be able to straighten your legs out very much. So just allow yourself to go wherever you can. If you need to bend more, do so that your chest can hit your thighs. For a forward fold. This is a standing forward fold. As you inhale, press your palms onto your shins or your thighs for halfway lift. This is halfway lift. Here, I'm making sure that my hip and my shoulders are as lined as I can. I'm trying to make a table with my back as if somebody could come and just place a cup on my back and it'll stay there. Halfway pose. Halfway lift, inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to come back to forward fold again, making sure that I hinge in my hips, letting my torso relax over my thighs, getting a nice hamstring stretch. Again, inhale. I'm having some trouble with alignment over here, so excuse my awkward poses. Inhale back up to mountain pose. Exhale back down to forward fold. This time, I'm going to plant my palms. So I may be making this look easy with my flexibility. Maybe you need to bend your knees more. Maybe you need to come into a squat position. But find your palms on your mat or on the ground. From there, step your feet back into downward dog. This is that familiar position that we tried in the beginning of class. You can pedal your feet out or swing back and forth. Then inhale. Shoot your right leg, or your right foot rather, towards the ceiling. Now while you're here, I want you to press into your palms,
Pay attention to how your left foot is planted into the ground, and bring your foot up towards the ceiling. You can point your toes or you can flex your feet, whatever is comfortable for you. From here, exhale, bring your knee to the middle of your hands. It looked a little easy, but it may be challenging for others. Just if you need to, use your hands to adjust yourself. From here, I want you to lift your chest away from your thigh. Bring your shoulders over your hips. And then you're going to spin that back foot to the 90 degrees or the short end of your mat. This is called Warrior 2. For alignment checks, make sure that your knee is over your ankle and then reach both arms to opposite sides of the room. Here you're nice and engaged. We don't want flaccid arms, and we want a nice tight core. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And an exhale, we're going to cartwheel our arms or just swing our arms back to frame our feet. Bring that foot back to center and exhale, whatever you have to do to get that right leg back, to downward facing dog. Inhale up and look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. We've done this one before. Plant your hands on your thighs or your shins. And take an exhale for forward fold. Relax that torso over your legs. Inhale, all the way back up to mountain pose. Excuse my awkward position. And exhale, back down to a forward fold. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. Inhale up to halfway lift. Looking for that alignment. I'm hinging at my hips here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press my palms into my mat. Step my feet back. My hips go up and back towards the ceiling. This time, inhale, lift your left leg high. Either point or flex your toes. Again, I'm pressing into my palms, and I'm paying attention to the rooting in my foot. I may need to engage my core to work on my balance. Take an inhale, then exhale. Bring your foot to meet the middle of your hands. Inhale, lift your torso away from your thighs. Spin that back foot to the short end of your mat. Exhale. Bring both hands to the opposite sides of the room. Again, I don't want my arms flaccid here. This is a moving meditation, meaning that I'm mindful of my whole body right now. I'm not just standing, but I'm mindful of how my muscles are engaged. Make sure your core is nice and engaged. And check for that alignment of your knee over your ankle. Take a big inhale. And exhale, swing your leg, or arms rather, these are arms. Arms back around to meet your feet, and then center that back foot. Take an inhale. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Another inhale, look to the top of your mat. And exhale, step your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms against your shins or your thighs. Thinking of a tabletop position here. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to rise up. And exhale for mountain pose. So that's the first round of a sun salutation. Give yourself a round of applause. You did it. So with yoga, there's a lot of repetition, because with repetition, you get warmth of your muscles, and you also get used to these poses, and it builds a muscle memory. So we're going to go through it once or twice more, and we're going to work more on our alignment. And while we're going through this, just pay attention to how your body feels. Make sure maybe you're feeling a little bit more flexibility in your hamstrings. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more flexibility in your hips. Just be mindful of what you're doing and really pay attention to my cues for inhales and exhales. Remember, we're bringing our mind, our body, and our breath all together as one. So let's get started. Meet me at the top of your mat in mountain pose. My feet are rooted, they're hip width distance. I'm paying attention to my body, my core is engaged. Take an inhale. And then exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms into your shins or your thighs here. Exhale, forward fold. Meet your palms with your mat. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Your hips go up and back. My palms are nice and engaged. I'm paying attention to how my body feels. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step it towards the middle of your hands. Get there however you need to get there. Come to the ball of your back foot as you rise up for balance. And then exhale, warrior two, spin that back foot to the short end of your mat. Reach both arms to opposite sides of the room. Make sure that your knee is stacked over that ankle. Engage your core. Roll your shoulders down. Take an inhale. And exhale. Cartwheel those arms to meet your feet. And then exhale, step that foot back to downward facing dog. Take your time here. Take a big inhale in. Look to the top of your mat. And exhale, step your feet towards the mat. Excuse me, towards your hands. These are hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins or your thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back up to mountain pose. My core is nice and engaged. I'm paying attention to my body. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling this warmth. Exhale, forward fold. This time, let your palms meet your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Who knows how to get there? Press your hips up and back. Inhale, we're going for our left leg now. Step your left leg high. And exhale, bring it in between your hands. Again, lift your torso away from your thighs. Spin that back foot. Check for that alignment. Engage your core. Stretch both of your arms to opposite sides of the room. Beautiful. Take an inhale in. And exhale. Cartwheel those arms. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your feet back to downward facing dog. Take some time here. Go ahead and pedal out your feet some more. Maybe you're feeling some more opening in those hamstrings and those calves. How does it feel? Is it invigorating? Is it painful? Is it uncomfortable? Make notes of these feelings here. Take a big inhale. Look towards the top of your mat and exhale. Step your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. My feet are still nice and hip with this as my core is engaged. I'm going to reach up first. And then exhale, bring my palms to my thighs. Boom. I don't know if you guys know this, but we just went through a sun salutation. That is the foundation. That is the beginning of yoga. That is something you're going to see in every class. So if you were to take a yoga class now or today or tomorrow, and you go into class, you would know those poses. You are officially a yogi. Congratulations, round of applause. So we're going to take a break here or a pause. Just take this time to pay attention to how you feel. Do you feel more flexible? Do you feel more stretched out? Do you feel more relaxed? Because you're giving yourself the chance to really slow down. Forget about your day, forget about your to-do list, and just focus on your mind, your body, and your wellness. Take some time for yourself just to reflect on this, and meet me at the next video. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you so. Until next time, I will see you later.